That's
Meow
fair.
meow meow meow.
All
Nobody.
right, so
all
yeah. Yeah, no, you got nothing. Nothing. Oh man, trying to give people, I've been trying to get in the habit of like letting people kind of maybe show up, get about, solid minute before I start the nonsense and see what happens.
Steve, Steve, or yeah,
Which one?
Steve.
The Steve Show, Steve?
Sleeveless shirt, Steve. So I guess yeah.
What about him?
He brought me this or whatever. He was coming up to pick something up from the house, and he brought me Slash IDW comic. It's pretty cool.
Is that what the best of?
Yeah.
I got a couple. I got one of those running around here somewhere at least.
I haven't read it, so I'm actually going to read it. Believe it or not. I just learned the other week how to sound out my letters, so it should be making it a lot easier.
Hell yeah, good for you, man. That's called progress, my dude.
Psycho, whenever you shake your head at me, man, I feel like I disappoint you in so many ways.
You do. You disappoint me too. I just know how to hide it better.
Yeah, I mean,
it's called alcohol.
Attaboy. What are you eating? Nuts? Skittles? Peanuts?
M's.
Oh, white wrappers.
Do you have a weird fidget where you have to have little snacks all the time?
Nope.
No, his spiel is that because we drink, he doesn't like to drink, so he eats.
Well, it's not just that. It's when we're later in the evening, I need to eat to keep myself awake.
Oh.
So
I get that. Meow meow.
Right, cool. So let's get this going. Okay. Oh, welcome to a new episode of Collector's Hideout, the podcast where we just talk shit about whatever the topic is at hand. And tonight there is no topic, so we are doing a
wild card.
What do we call it? A wild card. Thank you. It's been a long fucking day. Such a long day. So much going on that I cannot discuss on the cast, but Jesus Christ. Yes, we're doing a wild card episode. Wild card will just be whatever comes up, wherever it goes, is what we're going to talk about. If the chat gets lively, they can direct it and see where they want to go with it. Even though there's nobody fucking here yet.
Well, it's 9:02.
Exactly. They should know better.
It is the witching hour.
You can't discuss it or you won't discuss it.
I can't discuss it.
I'll discuss it. I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, it's work stuff. Like I'm not bringing that up on the, you know what I mean?
Got it.
I don't need people to know where I work and then it become a thing. Like no.
So actually, all right. Well, I don't care if there's people on or not.
Talking about shirts right before the cast. What happened?
You want me to do you want me to go ahead and run or what?
No, you were gonna bring us up about shirts because you and Psycho were discussing shirts. And you're like, oh, that made me think of this. So what you got?
Yeah. So Psycho was, well, unless you want to say what you were saying, Psycho, you can reiterate.
Sure. I mean, so I like these results or Roosevelts or whatever you want to call them shirts.
Rusev?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't say that. It's definitely not Rusev Day.
I feel like it is.
But they've done a couple of really cool Ninja Turtle drops, and today was a new one and a shirt drop that I really wanted. And of course, it sold out before I could get it. And it frustrated me because I'd love to say that the shirts always come back, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're in and then they're gone and they say they're going to restock them and they never do. That happened with a Batman the Animated Series shirt that I wanted and I missed it. So it was kind of frustrating for me. And I don't want this to happen with this Ninja Turtle shirt. And I think you guys can see it now, but
I see me. Damn it, there it is.
Oh, that is cool. Is it like a TeePublic type thing?
No, it's like his Hawaiian type shirts.
No, I know, but is this like a TeePublic type website where people make this stuff?
No. They are licensed. The company makes these, but they have licensing with different companies. They have a huge licensing agreement with Nickelodeon. They have one with DC. They used to make Ghostbusters stuff, but
they recently did a bunch of Predator shirts, and I was
Yeah.
not really a fan of any of them.
But this shirt with the drawings from the movie, I thought was really cool. All of them in this drop were cool. They had some awesome Mega Man shirts a month or so ago. But yeah, so I'm fat and I need the 2XL, and as you can see, it's gone. So
See, I would have taken some shirt like that. I'd have been okay because I don't wear Hawaiian shirts, but to each their own. But I would have probably bought that, even if it's an extra small, it doesn't matter, and put it in a frame because it's kind of cool.
yeah. Well, I mean,
You can get extra small still, $70.
we've
Yeah, that's a lot of money for a shirt, in my opinion.
agreed. We talked about this before, and I'm not going to get back into an argument because I can't tell when you guys are trolling and when you're not trolling. But those aren't actually Hawaiian shirts. Hawaiian shirts are beach printed or flower printed or things of that nature.
I'm not
These are
trolling you,
actually-
psycho.
These are called club shirts, right? Hawaiian shirts are a very specific type of button-up shirt.
He won't
short
shut up till he
sleeve
gets his
button-up
point
shirt.
across as to why you're wrong.
So, it's not a Hawaiian shirt. It is more accurately a club shirt, but go ahead and continue to call it whatever the hell you want.
I'm not trying to rip that it's Hawaiian. How about this?
It's a Hawaiian shirt.
My understanding is that it's a Hawaiian style, and I associate button-down shirts that are flowy like that as being Hawaiian shirts.
But they're not flowy. It's more form-fitting. It's more like a bowling shirt than it is a flowing shirt. Like I said the last time we talked about this, I have actual Hawaiian shirts in my closet. I could get one and show you and compare it with the style I'm talking about.
You don't need to embarrass yourself.
But they're not the same. They're absolutely not the same.
When you see them, they're literally the exact same shirt,
They're
except
not.
that the Hawaiian ones have like a beach scene or like plants on them, whereas that one has turtles. So, like, that's the difference. It's not
And
beach.
the cut of the neck is different. It's different. So
We're about to bring back the original nickname of Hawaiian shirt connoisseur.
So, all right. Well, so we're here tonight with Wheezy,
This is
Shell
a beating.
Tony, and Magnum PI, apparently.
Okay. This is
All right, that's all I got. I'm not going to do anything more, Psycho, I promise. So what I was going to say was, and this is kind of like, I don't want to call it like movie folklore, right? Because I don't think that's the right word. So I always wondered when you watch the movie, and even as a kid, I had that vibe. When you watch the original Turtles movie, right?
okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know why they're doing it, but then when they cut to the scene where Judith Hogue is sitting there, call it doodling, right? She's doodling with the turtles, and I often wonder. I'm like, did they put that in there because she actually is an artist and she wanted to show off her skills? You know, because there's stupid movies that do that, right? They're like, oh, I want to, you know, I'm a stunt guy, so I want to do all my own stunts, or I'm a motorcycle rider, so I want to do the motorcycle stunts in a movie or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. But for Judith Hogue, and I don't know, is she actually an artist? And did she do those illustrations?
No,
And
those
So I'm
illustrations were drawn by Eastman or Laird. I don't remember which one.
I
So they
would
were.
assume that if they were drawn by her, that would have came out in knowledge over the years.
Well, let me ask you this:
Especially
you don't
with
know
the
definitively
huge-
one way or another. Psycho's obviously googling like a motherfucker.
I'm
But
not.
So do you like? I didn't know. It doesn't mean anything, but I didn't know. And when I
Tim.
watched the movie, I get the vibe. I get that feeling for some reason. Every time I see that movie and she starts drawing, I get that vibe of she actually drew these images and she's trying to show off she can actually draw. I don't know
for
why.
Tony, that is what people call acting, right? So she did her job.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, I would feel like, so Psycho said they were done by like either Eastman or Laird or whatever. But if it was done by her, especially with that stint she did with NECA when they were first releasing the first April figure, I feel like that nugget of information, if it hadn't been known, would have been dropped during that time. You know what I mean?
Do you also think that the whole relevance to the art thing, because obviously, like, you watch a movie enough, you start analyzing them, right? And I've seen the movie 1,000 times, and it's great every time I watch it. And I always see something. I say see something I didn't see before, but I see something and interpret it differently than I saw it before. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like
So
huh?
No, I was gonna say I was wrong. It wasn't Eastman or Laird. So
It was Judith Hogue. I'd die.
No. Eastman drew like quick sketches of things that he thought would be good in the movie, but the sketches you see in the movie are actually drawn by an artist named Karen Stewart. And she drew the ideas. So they had, hey, we want a turtle like in this kind of pose, we want a turtle like this. So she actually drew those.
So still acting.
So
Judith did a good job.
But so my whole point to that was, do you think they needed that to be able to tell each separate story of the turtles as fast as possible before they had to transition back into going back into town? Because if you think about it, right, it's when they're out at the farm, right?
Mhm.
And it's like it's a very weird transition because all of a sudden they just go straight to April's thoughts. And so she's sitting there, whatever. I think
kind of like explaining where their current mind is at, like what's going on with them currently without having to like dive with actual turtles doing it.
yes. So like
explain
instead of like because they could have drawn it out, right? It could have been another 30 minutes of
It's essentially narrating.
yes.
Yes.
Do you think that was the purpose, was to basically like, all right, we got to get through this fast because they got to get back for the final scenes in the city. So you think they just kind of sped it up with the use of April? And
I mean, to me,
I drew a picture of these motherfuckers. What?
No, to me that makes complete logical sense that they would do that, because if not, it would have been a drawn out like 30 extra minutes of boring emotions that we don't need to see for the turtles.
Well, I find it weird, and we talked about this too. I find it weird that they put, and there's something to it, I'm sure, they put Mikey in such an aggressive emotional state when they're talking about him or talking about the turtles, because she's like, everybody deals with their own way. So they talk about Donnie and how Donnie's like hanging out with Casey, and that's like a thing. And I think that's funny that of all characters, it's Donnie, because all through the Turtles lore and series, right, it's Donnie and Casey. They're usually the two that are.
You mean Raph and Casey?
Well, not in the animated one, unless you're talking about the movie.
Well, the movie, most of the comics, it's usually Raph and Casey are like
animated, though. I'm talking about the animated.
Okay, animated. You're talking about the original cartoon, right?
Well, yes, and then I'm talking about the 2012. So it was Donnie and Casey again.
Well, they were like sworn enemies without saying it, because they were both after April.
Yeah.
Donnie wanted to give her a wienering. So
he doesn't have a turtle wiener. What are you gonna do? Does that weird thing where he's trying to get up on the back of her and she's like, no.
So that whole thing, right? So you had Raph obviously in the tub, right?
Sure.
And you had Leo going through the self-reflection of basically his fault. He's the leader. This happened, like the remorse there. Then you had Donnie, who, as we know, does machines. So he reverted back to versus what he's normally used to. He went to almost primitive machinery, right? Old truck. It wasn't up-to-date technology. The interesting with Mikey is that his movement was essentially the complete opposite of what he is. Right? That complete opposite, which technically could show the signs of him eventually being in the future Ronin. That anger, that angst, that attitude that you don't normally see.
I think you're doing that by association, because had you known nothing of, no, I don't, it's not negative. I'm just saying, had you known nothing about the Ronin, that would have never popped in your mind. You're just, it's kind of weird Mikey's being the way he is.
Right. No, but I'm saying, but that's like that's the whole point, right? It's just showing it, right? As you watch it now, you watch movies as you get older, and now you have new information, new things have come out. Now, granted, when they made the movie, they weren't like, "Oh, we're going to make this because
the Ronin was never even
going to do Ronin."
Right.
It's not
when the
like
movie came out, that wasn't a thing.
But I think, if anything, the reason they did Ronin and had it be Mikey was because of that, not that exact moment, but moments like that of Mikey, because it's such an opposite of him that just kind of trickled down over the years of those types of things, and that's why it becomes Mikey.
So,
and plus, he's also the most badass.
Before I go on, because Psycho looks like he's chomping at the bit right now.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say that you're overlooking the reason they actually did that for the movie. They did that for the movie because Corey Feldman voiced Donatello. So if you're gonna have a segment where people are telling jokes, if you're gonna have a segment where it's supposed to be making fun of people and doing all that, you're gonna use the voice that you paid the most for the film that is known for that. Like Corey Feldman was the voice of Mouth, right? Like he played Mouth in the Goonies. That is his character. The cut up, the class clown, the fool, the jokester.
License to Drive, all those movies.
Exactly. So that's why they teamed him with Casey Jones in the film. And then they were able to, tie it in where Donnie is mechanical. And so it makes sense that he's working on fixing the motor for the vehicles to get back. But the reason to have it be Donnie and not Mikey was because you spent a lot of money for Corey Feldman's voice. Like, you better find a way to use it to his talent. And that's what it was about.
I mean, I guess I honestly never even knew it was Corey Feldman until I got much older. And I was like, oh, shit, that was like, the voice never stood out to me as it was Corey Feldman. But
I'm thinking more like I want to go back to the...
About Mikey and his role, I think, is the biggest thing. And that has nothing to do with Corey Feldman.
I'm trying to in my head, I'm like, what was the purpose of Mikey? Okay, so
well, it's he got hit the hardest, so they've shown it throughout the different iterations of Turtles, right? You have Mikey, who is the party dude, but it's also shown that he is the most skilled of the Turtles. That he's actually the most dangerous of the Turtles. They've shown that in different comics, different cartoons, even in the 2012 cartoon, when they show Splinter and then all training, Mikey's walking by with like headphones on, and he's just like subconsciously blocking everything and without even realizing he's doing it because he's like the most skilled. Like they've shown all that over the years. I mean, it just goes back then that he is this party loving guy, but inside he's got that rage.
So my interpretation of that whole thing with him is different, right? So I'm trying not to think about all the knowledge I have now. I'm thinking of this movie comes out, right? We have at the time very, very little story build of the Turtles, right? We have some comics.
The lore is very short.
Right. There's not a lot there. So when you've got Mikey, and every adaptation of Turtles that I've ever seen, and you guys stop me if you don't think this way, does no one else get the feeling that Mikey's the baby?
Yeah, absolutely. He's the little brother.
Okay. So Mikey's the baby.
And generally, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm obviously the oldest of my siblings. Yeah. But from my understanding, a lot of times the baby of families are kind of the ones who get hit the hardest when things happen in families.
Sure. Absolutely.
When families break, it's always the baby that is hit the hardest, which in this case, what you're saying would make sense why Mikey acts the way he does, because he's taking it the hardest as to what happened.
And I would think more times than not, the baby of the family is the one who learns from everyone else's mistakes and ultimately ends up being the strongest one, which makes sense. You look at my brother and I, not for anything, no offense to my brother. But I am, how do I say that without being an ass? I'm more successful than he is. I don't want to be an asshole, but I am.
Sounds like an asshole.
It is what it is. We're two totally different people, though. There is no comparison to our nature, the way we are, anything like that. I'm more assertive. That wasn't even
like a humble brag. That was straight up brag.
Right. No, I'm more assertive. I'm a different personality. I'm an extrovert. I'm very analytical. I listen, I act like a tool in front of all you guys 100%. At the end of the day, I'm a businessman. I'm very, very smart. But I like to act like an idiot. It's fun. I'd rather be loose and have a good time. But anyway, so back to the original thing. So when we're watching the movie,
right,
and we've got Mikey, and he's being goofy Mikey, and then they do that transition where April's trying to talk about all of them, right? And everything makes sense except for Mikey's expression. And the only thing I can think of, and stop me if it sounds stupid, is that he's having an emotional, I don't even want to say tantrum because it's not the right word, but he doesn't know how else to express how he feels, right? Because his one of his brothers is dying for all he knows, right? Because Raphael's laying in a bathtub, like dead for all they know, right? And then their father's gone, and so hold up. Listen, man, we get there. I got you, man. You got like 14 hours.
I'm with you. With you. It's just
so then Mikey goes away from everyone else, and he's in the freaking barn,
right,
punching it out for all he's worth, and then he's on top of the barn, with Raphael's voice, Splinter. But I don't know why he's got down there, but so he's on top of the barn or whatever. It's just very weird how that came apart. And then when they go sit out by the fire, and Donnie's still making jokes, right? Leo, if you drag us out here for nothing, and he's like, I came prepared, right? And it's Corey Feldman, and he's got like marshmallows, but Mikey's not making jokes. Mikey's sitting there, and you can visibly see on Mikey's face, he's very much like, Leo, I want to know what's going on with father, blah, blah, blah. And he's the first one to start crying.
So, Tony, it's one of those, I would assume, because obviously we don't have the writers and the directors here to inquire and ask these questions to. But my assumption would be, like we said, Mikey's getting hit the hardest with it, right? So you have Leo, who's going through his own battle of that he failed his brother. That it's his fault Raph's where he's at. Raph is essentially dead. And Donnie is just off coping in his own way of burying himself in the truck to get his mind off everything. But Mikey, I think if anything, because you have Leo, who's supposed to be the smart one, Raph is dead. Well, not the smart, the leader. And then you got Donnie, who's smart. Mikey, if anything, is probably his come to Jesus moment. Shit just got real. I've been having fun with my brothers in the sewers, doing this, doing that. We're unstoppable. We're the Ninja Turtles. Nobody can stop us. Oh, shit. Our strongest brother is is dead. Like, shit got real. Dad's gone. Brother's dead. Oh, fuck. I don't know what to do. Like, he's a mental breakdown of reality smacking him in the shell.
Psycho, get on this. I'm tired of your grinning.
No, I don't know where to start, so I'm going to go back to the beginning.
We got 5, by the way. We got 5 on it. There's 5 people here sitting, waiting in the wings.
Oh, yeah. If only they'd talk some more and give us some opinions themselves.
Yeah, I can't agree with what Chris was saying because,
of course not.
In my opinion, Mikey is not the most skilled. And they say it in almost every iteration of the Turtles. It's not that Mikey is the most skilled, it's that he's the most instinctual, right? And so Chris brought up the moment in the 2012 show where Michelangelo's got headphones on, he's not paying attention, Splinter attacks him and he blocks it. The whole point of that moment is Splinter telling them not to think about what they're doing and just do it. And Mikey is always so distracted doing a bunch of things that he's never thinking about what he's doing. And so it's just instinct. And Splinter says when you react on instinct, that's when you're powerful. But it happens in almost every iteration of the Turtles. It's that Mikey is more instinctive.
And the only way you get instinct like that is by being skilled. Bruce Lee has that instinct because he's skilled.
Well, he's
and
dead.
If you talk to anybody who does martial arts, they'll tell you not the most, but one of the most technical weapons that to use is nunchucks. So like there's like the skills there. Like it's kind of implied. Sorry.
In addition to that, I just think that with Michelangelo being the youngest, he gets to be a fool, right? He gets to be a party animal because he knows the older ones are going to take care of it. He's never the one that has to be responsible. So what ends up happening is that when he comes to realization that, as Chris said, they're not untouchable, right? It changes.
It's no longer just fun and games.
It changes his mindset because it's like, okay, well now things are serious. I have to react a specific way. I have to do whatever it is my family requires. I have to fill that role, right? So it's almost like it's the end of the innocence for him at that point.
I don't agree with your notion that you just said it. I should have wrote it down. I literally just heard you fucking say it about Mikey.
Is it?
Oh, that he
He's a bitch.
relies on his brothers to for lack of a better term, protect, or they'll be there, they'll help, they'll this,
No, I
they'll
didn't say
that.
he relied on them. I said as the youngest, the older ones tend to do it. It's just like you said, the older ones do the things first, and then the younger ones learn from everybody else's mistake. It's not that
That's not the way you said it, though. But that's not the way you said it.
But I mean, I didn't say that he relied on them either. You inferred that, but I didn't imply that.
Motherfucker, I didn't infer shit. I will rewind and listen.
Tony's got furry boots. I've seen them.
I'm just saying. No, I don't agree 100% with that. I'm not saying you're wrong, Psycho. I am because I like you, but no, I'm not saying you're wrong, but you are. But no, so I still go back to, I digress, man. I still go back to, I don't think it's that. I think in the movie, and I wish we had more like literary, like from the movie. Like I would love to have something, you know, what do they call that? It's not the script, but where they tell you why this character is doing or thinking or feeling what they're doing at this moment.
Backstory.
Yeah, don't grin about it, motherfucker. They don't just write down 500 pages of backstory.
Or, I mean, exposition. And some people do. When you make a character Bible before you make movies that have a lot of characterization, and they absolutely do have hundreds of pages of backstory.
So that's what I would say. So any kind of like a character Bible or a guide, I guess you could say, to these characters. So
I mean, now we do is called comic books, but yes.
So what was the thought process when they were writing that scene, that particular scene for Mikey? Because
somebody has to show the pain, right? So if you look at the different stages, right? You have the remorse, you have the Donnie who's just trying to ignore everything that's going on, and you have,
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, that's a good.
No,
point.
And then you have Mikey who's showing the sadness, the all that, right? Like if you want to look at it like that, the different types of dealing with it. You have the three turtles, even April, like they're all showing the different stages of it, right? And Mikey's just that stage because he's the youngest, but they have to show it somehow. Because if he didn't show it, then nobody would have been like upset and like showing that sadness to be like, all right, well, do they really even care? Like he's just sitting by the tub. The other one's fixing trucks. Yeah. Mikey's out being a party animal still. Like, do they care that the guy's dead?
It's more impactful when the clown cries.
Right? Like, because shit got real.
The clown that's happy, the clown like always makes other people happy. When the clown cries, you know shit is serious.
I don't know. Weird feelings, man. Very mixed emotions, but it's definitely one of those movies that the more you watch it, the more you can absolutely break it apart. Not so much Shredder. It's really the story of the turtles themselves. Danny, for sure. That kid's got more character development and more like I don't know if you want to call it potential, but that kid's character could have went a lot further.
Honestly, I think he was a waste of a character, but yeah.
He's the audience. He is the audience in the film.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just think that the same way, like when we say in Transformers, how they always have like the human character to be the audience, right? That's why you have those characters. Like I get that, but I feel like
that's what you think Danny was.
Yeah, but you don't need that in Ninja Turtles, right? You can still tell a great turtle story without having Danny. Like he's not necessary. Like they wrote it so like he played these parts, but in reality, you could take him out and just kind of still had the turtles fighting the foot, turtles going out. You know what I mean? Like they use him as a way to introduce certain aspects, but it wasn't a necessity. Like he's not a needed character.
I agree, but
Like,
I don't know if the movie would have had that great of a tie-in otherwise. Danny was the great liaison between the Foot Clan and the Turtles finding out about everything and how to get a hold of the Foot Clan, how to, meet them or whatever. But if you didn't have Danny, then they have to write a whole other, very generic, right? Very generic 80s movie where it's just like, it's the Foot Clan. Well, we'll just run into them in the street magically and find out where they live.
well, yeah, but at the
Danny
same
was that
time,
liaison.
But they could have, but that's where you have the years. Well, maybe not years at that moment, but you have couple years of comic books, right? You have cartoons.
Sure.
Like, obviously, you can't expect that everybody who goes to see the movie is going to be familiar with the comics or the cartoons to where they understand that process, right? Just like it was Spider-Man. Like, every fucking Spider-Man movie, you don't need to see Uncle Ben die. Like, we get it. Uncle Ben dies. We know. But they always show it. But, like, you don't need to. They try and show it for, like, the new people who are that aren't familiar with the story. But, like, for Danny, like, you could have just had Splinter already be aware because he's fucking Splinter. You know what I mean? Like there could have been other stories they could have used from the history of the comics and the cartoon to give you a better idea to introduce the characters in a different way. Like Danny just wasn't a necessity at all.
I guess agree to disagree. I think without him, we would have had a very different movie.
Narratively, he probably wasn't necessary. But a couple things to think about, right? So the Turtles comic debuted in 1984.
All right.
This movie was made and filmed in 89, beginning of 90. So they only had maybe 5 years of comics, but they didn't write the comic continuously. Like it went in spurts, and the show started in 1987. So you really only had a couple of years of show lore as well. They didn't use much of the show because they wanted to focus on the comics. But as a new kind of genre of film, they needed to connect it, like Tony is saying. And if you look, when a studio is concerned about whether or not the audience is going to be able to kind of buy in, they're going to add a character like that. They did it with the most recent Mortal Kombat movie because the other Mortal Kombat movies bombed. They're like, we got to put somebody in that's kind of like a stand-in for the audience, and it wasn't needed.
Yeah, it's called Johnny Cage. It's fucking boring.
What?
Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage, boring. He's like the everyday man for the audience.
No,
boring.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the new Mortal Kombat movie. There's that guy, Cole Young, who they made for the film because they wanted to have a stand-in, a facsimile for the audience, and everybody's like, we don't need this. You could have taken him out of the movie. We already know the characters. The movie is good. It's fine.
Exactly. That's why you don't need Danny.
Are you talking about I don't mean to cut you off, Psycho. You're talking about the most recent one, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that movie.
Yeah, with Cole Young. And the character is boring. Like, he was unnecessary, but the studio put him in because of how bad the other Mortal Kombat movies were. It's like, oh, well, it's because the audience couldn't see themselves in the movie. That was the argument that was made for Danny and putting him in there. Well, the audience has to be able to see themselves in the movie.
But you're just reiterating the stuff that we've already said. Like, yeah, just like we understand why he's there. I'm just saying he's not necessary. And I even said that they had a few years of stuff, not like they have now. Like, you're just reiterating the stuff that was said already. But yes,
I like that.
He's just not a necessity. He's just not a necessity. You could have had a completely good Turtle movie without Danny. He's just not. He's just not it. He's not a character that was even needed.
I like the tie-in.
I get why he's there, but he's just not needed.
I like that tie-in though.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I'm saying that you say he wasn't necessary, but the studio says he was.
That's great.
You don't need him, but like that's the necessity is in the eye of the beholder.
What? Oh, you about to make me get us canceled with some dumb shit like that?
I mean, it's not dumb; it's the absolute truth.
Lord.
The studio wouldn't have made the movie without the tie-in. Like you say, it's not necessary. The studio says it was.
No. Okay, because if you want to go that, because studios are just always right about everything.
Nope.
Like, get the fuck out of here. He's
Studios
not
always right about everything.
He's not necessary just because the studio says he's necessary and they feel he is. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't mean he's actually necessary.
But
It
Tony
means
says
that they just wanted to do a story and not go off of something else. They want to try to make their own iteration, but he still wasn't necessary. He just wasn't. They could have had the Turtles find him any other way. They're fighting crime and shit. They could have come across the Foot Clan any other way. Like, you didn't need him for that story. Like, I understand why they had him. He's not needed. Just not.
maybe they should have just used Sam Rockwell.
So I thought that
just
was
answer Tim's
Sam Rockwell
question
had
real
such
quick,
a
Tim.
small role, man.
Oh, real quick, just to answer Tim's question. No, it was not the topic. Psycho showed off a Ninja Turtle shirt, and we went that way. That's what this was.
It went sideways.
It always goes sideways.
So yeah, Joe, to your
Yes,
point,
Joe,
yeah,
they
they
did.
made a Danny toy, and he was like the hottest motherfucker you had to get, and then all of a sudden not.
Yeah, because nobody fucking wants Danny. They people
Well, he's
said they
wearing a
want
Sid
Danny,
Vicious shirt. Can we give the kid that much?
but it's like it's one of those things. Like they said they wanted Danny. They made Danny. Nobody
Psycho.
wanted Danny. Just like people wanted fucking Tatsu. People cried for Tatsu. They finally made Tatsu, and that motherfucker shelf form.
And he
like
went on
there was no
clearance.
tomorrow. Like one
Dude.
Walmart was on clearance with like 40 of them on the shelf. Like,
Actually, I don't know where my tattoo is.
I mean, I bought a Tatsu. He's up there on the shelf.
yeah, no, I got one, but it's shelf form. People cried for him, and it's shelf formed. Oh, same thing with Danny. People
Say
wanted when
shell
it first
formed?
came out, but then they're like, nah, fuck it. So no, I missed that.
Yeah, but wasn't Danny a Loot Crate exclusive?
He was, and people still don't give a shit about him now.
He had a shitty shirt though, man. Fucking lime green turtle shirt.
Oh, the one it came with? Yeah, that was stupid.
I never cared for that shirt.
Wasn't a fan of most of their shirts.
My
to be
favorite
fair.
one was the one that had like the Eastman Laird style front on it.
Okay, yeah.
That was a cool shirt. I thought that was a cool Loot Crate. I forget where that came from though. They didn't come with the Spirit of Splinter, did it?
I don't remember which ones came with what. Because the only shirt that I kept that I still wear is the one with like the Channel 6 news station with.
Yeah,
I don't think that came from a Loot Crate.
The only
think
one
that
I
was
have
part of
left
the
is
one of the box sets.
I just have the Eastman Laird one somewhere in my drawer, and I actually have a tank top. It's pretty cool.
That Channel 6 news one came with the April O'Neil cat newsroom set.
Yep.
There
Cat
you
Girl
go.
from Channel 6.
Yep.
Yeah, you got
It's
that
not like
one.
an Asian stripper thing.
That's fine.
Cat Girls from Channel 6.
Nothing wrong with that. I'd watch that.
Channel 6. That's all I got, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd watch it. But yeah,
of course you would.
are we continuing with Turtles? You want to pop off?
No,
into
I mean we
something
can jump off of it. I just thought it was pretty good, man. I was thinking of the movie, and when Psycho was talking about the shirt, and the thing about the art just kind of like popped into my head, and it was cool. Like when I met Saito, it was cool, and I told you guys this before. It was cool to hear from him about some of the things that happened on set that I would have never known otherwise. I didn't know it wasn't really his voice; it was his dialogue. But I didn't know it wasn't his voice. He didn't have a deep
Right.
enough voice. The guy has no Asian accent in any way, shape, or form. You know, and he didn't have to do a lot of stunts because ultimately, other than the last couple minutes of the movie, Shredder doesn't do anything.
Shredder doesn't do shit.
He just walks around.
He just-
Tatsu did more than Shredder did.
Shredder
And
just,
he got knocked out by fucking Casey Jones.
Shredder just looks intimidating. That's all. He doesn't actually do anything to warrant anything. Like he's just
I will
there.
I will give Saito this though. The height was on point. When they cast him to be Shredder, he was the right height. Like he was for an Asian gentleman, because let's be real, stereotypically they're shorter, right? They're shorter people.
I don't know.
We're not going that way, Tony.
Say what you want. They
John's
tend to
got
be
Asian
shorter
people in his
people.
family. Watch out now.
So
We're not going that way, Tony.
They can't drive.
my God. So anyway,
Chris.
but he is actually he's not a short gentleman at all. I'm fairly tall. I mean, well, Chris, we're almost same height or something like that. But
Yeah.
he was probably up to here on me. So he wasn't short at all. He was actually a decent like size guy. And so when he wore the Shredder garb, he was probably as tall as I was, and that was intimidating enough to be on screen with dudes in turtle costumes, because you got to think about that. These guys were in costumes, but even in costume, they were short.
They're teenagers.
What's his name was? Help me out. Not Ken Scott, because Ken Scott's not very tall. Keno, help me out. Keno, Ernie J. Reyes, Ernie Reyes Jr., whatever.
Ernie Reyes, yeah.
When he puts on the costume, it's the same. He's not a tall guy, so when he puts on the costume, the turtles are not tall, and that's okay. They're not supposed to be. When they're standing next to Judith, they're like 5 feet tall. She's like 5'6", 5'7", or whatever.
Right.
At least. So they're shorter. So when they cast the Shredder, they did an awesome job because he scales very well with them on screen.
But see, I guess it's one of those things that because he's supposed to be like the ultimate bad guy, you kind of expect him to be like the super Shredder, the Kevin Nash, the 6'5", fucking swole, because he's supposed to be like the monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, as long as he's taller than the turtles, that's all that matters. What the? Why? Wouldn't you
5'9",
like to know?
dude? I'm like 6'1", between 6 and 6'1". You're nuts. My brother's 6'4".
5'9". Fuck's 5'9"?
The only thing 5'9" would get us canceled.
There you go.
There it is.
You
There's a smile out of Psycho.
I got nothing on that one.
So yeah, so so then if you go to, like Turtles 2.
Oh god, we're going further. What are we doing?
We don't have to. You guys want to switch?
No, absolutely. Where are we going on Turtles 2?
I'm just gonna keep going with the movies at this point. We don't have to.
So, is there a specific angle we're going? I need to be prepared,
I'm just bored.
man.
What else you got? I thought it was random.
Is there a certain angle we're going with Turtles 2? Because I need to be prepared.
Well, no. So what I was going to say was, so we go into the second movie, right? And with the second movie, we all know the nuances, right? Where it's like, oh, they don't get weapons, they got to play with toys, and we want to dumb it down, and we want to make it more family friendly, right?
Right.
That's the whole point of Turtles 2. But I find that the dialogue in Turtles 2 is way too like it went really. It's a lowercase t for time to leave. You don't watch enough South Park. So yeah, so I know it's supposed to be family friendly, and I'm probably answering my own questions as I'm bringing this up, right? I believe I answered your question with another question. No, so I'm probably answering my own questions, but the dialogue in most of the movie really bothers me because it's dead air, if that makes sense. There's very few times where it's concrete. You want to listen because you need to know this for later in the movie. It's a lot of dead dialogue, right? They're like,
it's completely dumbed down for the younger audience.
It was filmed like a cartoon.
Yeah. They're like when they're in the apartment, right? They're in my God, I was about to say Lisa.
April,
thank you. Sorry. God, you said that with like disgust. So they're in April's apartment and they're coming back, right, from the thing with Keno. So they're coming back with pizza. And they're like, "Hey, we brought a pizza, blah, blah, blah." And so the place is a wreck. So when they're cleaning it, because April's not home yet, they want to clean everything up. It's too much. It's all unnecessary dialogue. It does nothing. It's just filler. It's just shit between the next scene, you know? And then, when they meet.
In reality, that movie, the story is very weak.
Stupid.
Yes, but can I offer another an alternate here?
Even if we said no, you would. So go ahead.
Absolutely. Aren't you the father of a teenager?
Like the movie?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
No, I'm asking. Like, aren't you the father of a teenager?
Yep.
So most of the shit that they say really isn't worth listening to.
Wow.
That's That's okay. Sure. I say that
Like,
more
no,
about my son
My
than
angel
anything.
is gold every day.
What was
No,
that?
I get what he's saying. I get where he's trying to go with this.
Yeah,
but
like I've been teaching teenagers for almost 15 years. Most of the shit they have to say is just them talking to hear themselves speak. Right? Like that's really
that's
what it
real
is.
life.
Yes, and
I
that's
feel like that sometimes about one of my co-hosts.
they're trying to tell you that in the film the turtles are teenagers. They're just saying shit because they think it's funny.
I
They could
get
have
it.
actually made it funny though.
I think until we get so this. As much as a kid, I liked that movie because I was excited for New Mutants. Not for any other reason. I was like, we're getting New Mutants. That was cool, right? I was excited about that. Until they got to the junkyard, the Turtles, for the first battle with Toka and Razar,
Right.
I could have shut that movie off 6-7 times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. Turtles 2, for me, I only like it and think it's good because of Toka Razor once they get introduced and where it goes from there. The rest of the movie is an easy no for me. Like it's not good.
I don't know. I watch it. It's not great, but it doesn't need to be great.
There's a lot of pizza in that movie.
I mean, I want it to at least be good. Like
there's a lot of push for pizza in that movie. I don't know why. It wasn't like, Turtles 2 the arcade game pushing Pizza Hut, but this was like there was a very hard push for pizza in that movie for some reason.
they had a tie-in with one of the movies, one of the franchises. Didn't they? Wasn't it Pizza Hut? They had the whole tie-in with them.
The first one was Domino's. The game was Pizza Hut.
No, but like the promotional tie-in,
but the opening promotional video was Pizza Hut.
Right.
But they weren't in the movie. It was Domino's in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something to that Psycho's Googling.
No, I'm not. It's when they filmed the movie, Domino's agreed to let them have the pizza in the film. But then Domino's didn't want to do any kind of promotion with the film because it was an independent film. It was Domino's like, yeah, we're not going to do this. And then Pizza Hut's like, all right, we'll do it. And so that's what ended up happening with that. So Domino's had the first shot at it and declined because they didn't think it was worthwhile, but they let them use the pizza without having to pay for the name. And Pizza Hut picked up the promotional tie-in.
I think Pizza Hut and Domino's are the two that fought the most, right? So in E.T., what? They had Domino's?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't keep track of the pizza movies.
So in the first or in E.T., I'm pretty sure they ordered Domino's because Elliot runs over the pizza running away from E.T., right? Because they make him go get the pizza.
Okay.
And then in the opening for Turtles, Pizza Hut's there. The Land Before Time, Pizza Hut. I'm remembering all these VHSs I would watch as a kid, right?
Well, Pizza Hut had more tie-ins because they also had a tendency to do
Book Club.
do the toys and shit. Like they had the puppets for Land Before Time, right? Whereas
they used to give
Domino's. I don't remember. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but Domino's didn't have a sit-down restaurant like Pizza Hut did.
No, they didn't. They were always just fast food.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Interesting. You can answer this. As someone who knows nothing about the TMNT lore, movies, or comics, who would win in a fight to the death of them all? Michelangelo.
You're going based on The Last Ronin, though.
No, I'm going based on Before the Last Ronin, where as I've said throughout the comics, they've shown Psycho says it's not skill, where I feel that they've shown that he's actually got the most skill out of everybody, that he would be the one to do it. Because you figure because they all know how to use each other's weapons. They just have weapons that they're proficient in. And Mikey's proficient in the most complicated weapon. But they're all familiar with each other's weapons as well.
But Mikey's only ever held the katanas. Is that not correct in the show?
In the comics, they've all swapped weapons. Like, for not like on purpose, like, oh, here, use my weapon, like during battles and shit. Like, they grab different weapons, whatever's nearby, type of thing.
Hold on. Hold up.
What?
Fucking Mikey over here. There wasn't a pizza place in ET. It was generic pizza ordered by the kid. No. I know for a fact that was a franchise of some kind. Now I gotta look it up.
Okay, so now Tony's gonna be the Google master. So
goddamn right I am. Google the shit out of that.
But still, like I as I've watched Turtles 2 as I've gotten older, I've definitely liked it less and less. Turtles 1 will always be creme de la creme. I still like it more than Turtles 3 though, because Turtles 3
Pizza
is an
Hut.
abomination.
Sorry.
No.
It was Pizza Hut. Mike, I'm gonna need you to bow out.
Tony, you forgot your glasses.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. I thought it was Domino's, but it's Pizza Hut. But again, that just reiterates that Pizza Hut was, revered as an icon, right? In those movies, it was always Pizza Hut, and then it's weird that Domino's is the only one that chose to be in the movie for Turtles.
Domino's
they didn't approach Pizza Hut.
But they're in the games. That's the fucking weird part.
Yeah, but the thing is, the games came after the movie.
Right, significantly after.
And so they didn't approach Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut was kicking Domino's ass. Pizza Hut was the pizza power of the time. They didn't think that there was any way they were going to be able to afford getting Pizza Hut.
Sorry.
Oh, Pizza Hut shit.
And so then they
Trash.
They approached Domino's and asked what it would cost. Domino's like, whatever, just use it. Like, we're not going to charge you. Just go ahead and use it. And then when they asked Domino's if they wanted to do promotion for it, Domino's was not interested. And then Pizza Hut found out about it and gave them $20 million to do marketing.
Seems like, Turtles, pizza. That's what they like. Let's get on board with that.
I gotta share a screen real quick because
Pizza Hut thought it was an even better win because they knew Domino's Pizza was going to be featured in the film, but everybody was going to see the commercials for Pizza Hut.
Just saying, if you look right here with my Google search, Mr. Warren,
that's AI. AI can be wrong. Can you just bring up an image of it? Like that would be the
Chris.
Oh, this is my show. Fuck you.
The one fucking time.
Oh, that was riveting.
I love how you totally just forgot it was your show. It was great.
It's
welcome to the Wheezy Show with a side of Psycho.
Oh man, but you didn't show anything that actually proved it was Pizza Hut. Though. All you showed was a AI answer.
I believe in AI, and I believe what it can do for us.
Okay,
Jesus saves, and AI proves. Psycho,
sure,
God with the face.
Let's go with that.
He's genuinely annoyed by most things that I do. My existence might be something for him.
No, I don't think so. It's the issue of your comment about AI saving. Like we're not doing that.
We already know what happens when AI gets too powerful.
Exactly. Like
I like to do lots of things that
we are the Terminator generation. Nobody's going to say AI saves. Now, I'd like to get back to this question that was asked about who would win in a fight to the death out of them all, because I've actually never thought about that. I never thought the Turtles fighting one another, especially to the death, right? Like, I don't think that they could ever actually do that, because even when Raphael was pissed at Leonardo, he wasn't attempting to kill him. I just can't imagine that sort of thing happening. So it's hard to answer that question. Who would win ultimately out of everybody? Because I don't think that any of them have the ability to kill the others. I just don't see that.
All right, so do this. Open your brain for a minute and just say they're not brothers. These are 4 distinct characters, right? With 4 distinct abilities, for the most part. If the 4 of them were pitted against each other, who was most likely to survive? Take the emotions out of it, just sheer skill and strength.
Because I think that the most obvious answer to anybody who's just from the outside looking in would be either Leonardo, due to weapons, having swords, or Raphael, due to the anger of brute strength that he usually portrays. Those would be like the average person's like, oh, it's gonna be one of those, right? I don't think anybody would necessarily say Donnie just because he's got a bow staff and it's just Donnie.
So Donnie,
I would say Raphael.
I would say Raphael too. And here's the thing: although I wholeheartedly believe that Leo is very, very calculated in the way he fights, right? I also believe that he has, more than any other turtle, the most like self-doubt. Every time that motherfucker gets in a fight, he's like, Father, I can't disappoint you. I will fight as hard as I can. It's
right,
always kind of self-doubt.
Because he's got all the weight on his shoulders of supporting
you're not wrong.
everything. Right.
You're not wrong, but
you got to remember, you just said in this scenario, they're not brothers, so he doesn't have that weight.
That's okay. I still think his character itself, right? Just Leonardo, forget if he's a brother or not. Well, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry, Tim. But just forget that I think his pure self-doubt of himself would be what would be his downfall. I think Donnie just does not have the strength to overcome any of them in any way. Listen, if he can keep his bow staff skills going, all right, cool. He's got it, but he's not going to. Mikey is going to falter because of his own silliness. Something will happen. It's his personality. Brothers or not, that's his personality. Listen, Batman fucked him up. Leo's the only one who came even close to beating Batman's ass.
It doesn't have to do with anything. That has nothing to do with this.
It has everything to do with this. So, but then you've got Raphael,
although he's a fucking overpowered fucking billionaire who doesn't know actually do anything.
There's adults talking. So Raphael, who
are you telling yourself that? As he looks at a cat's butthole, yeah.
I was just making sure what she had going on back there. She's been working out. So, listen, everybody's either seen Raven or Truffy's asshole on any cast. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. So, but then you have Raphael, who Raphael can disarm anybody because that's the point of his weapon, right? Is to disarm. So I also think that, and I know we talked about weaponry and what, each one has because for a certain reason, right? So like Leo gets the most dangerous because he's the most calculated and level-headed. And then Donnie's, Donnie has the most brains, so utilization of the bow staff and how he can overcome his adversary with it. That's why he has that. And then Mikey is scatterbrained, and so in order to teach himself discipline and mental restraint is why he's given the nunchucks. But then you have Raphael, who is nuts, and they're like, he's hot-headed, he's got to get in there, he's got to be in that fight, he's got to be the one to overcome. But he also has to get very close to the adversary, and if he doesn't control himself, can be his own demise.
Because he's got the brute strength. He's Hulk.
Yes.
Right. But I also think that Raphael is one of those that when it comes down to he's bleeding, he's hurt, he's this, he's that, he's the one that's going to keep coming out on top. The rest will eventually fall, and he will simply drag his body along to make sure he has overcome.
And the only reason, and when you use, if you want to use examples like that, the reason why, as a similar type of thing, I would say Mikey would be a good candidate for that, because of the 4, Mikey obviously reminds me, at least, mostly of a surfer or a skateboarder versus the other turtles, right? He's got that personality. the streets, fucking, on the street skateboarding or whatever. And those fucking skateboarders go through fucking hell. They break bones and shit and continue going. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that in him. He's got that personality. He's got that type. He doesn't have the brute strength personality like Raphael has, but he's got the strong spirited. If you look at how other people who are like that are, this is very similar.
They're ninjas. They can skateboard.
Okay, but of them, who actually acts like your stereotypical skateboarder or surfer? It's Mikey.
Well, in the movie, Donnie. Mikey never jumps on a skateboard. It's always Donnie.
Personality, Tony. Personality.
I mean, if you want to stereotype it like it's 1990, yeah, then I guess Mikey.
Oh my god. When did the movie come out, Tony?
1990, sir.
Okay, cool. Yes. He definitely had this stereotypical personality like that. Like, I'm just saying that I think Mikey, along with Raph, could take pain and just keep trucking along because that's what people like that do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different though. Like pain from
They take nut shots and keep going. Like I get a nut shot, I'm done.
Pain from an injury that's self-afflicted, and then pain from someone who's attempting to kill you, I think are two different things, right? Because there's also the level of mental fortitude. Can I beat this person? Not just, oh, I did this wrong, I'm going to try it again, I got hurt. It's this person's actually trying to kill me. They've gotten some good shots in. Can I keep going? Right? Like,
I'm thinking, like,
can I maintain the mental discipline to believe that I can win? Right? And Raphael,
I'm still looking at like the skateboard fights. Like people break out in fights at the skate. Like it's very
awesome.
It's very tough individuals.
Yeah, I don't know. That question
I still think it's Mikey.
That question is crazy because I mean I could see the X-Men fighting one another. I could see the Avengers fighting one another, the Justice League fighting one another, but I honestly cannot see the Ninja Turtles fighting one another.
Isn't there a thing where they determine that Rogue is the strongest of the X-Men?
Well, the strongest mutant in Marvel is Santa Claus. So, I mean,
what?
Santa Claus. He's a mutant in Marvel. He's the strongest mutant.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Are you on? What are you drinking?
Water?
Is that a real thing?
Santa's
water,
in the Marvel universe.
Water. Yeah. I didn't know anything about Santa Claus, and you are you fucking with me?
No.
I mean, I don't know where he's talking about Santa Claus because the strongest mutant in Marvel is actually Franklin Richards, but okay.
So, but Rogue amongst the X-Men, okay, is she not considered the strongest because not only does she have?
No.
I'm sorry, Psycho. Go ahead. I apologize. I was finished.
No. I'm just saying, like you're asking the question. I'm telling you, you don't have to elaborate. The answer is no. The strongest X-Men mutant. Mm-hmm. The strongest character in X-Men is Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. I'll just let it go then. We're good. We can move on.
Rogue is strong only because she can take.
No. We don't need to talk about it. We've already you decided. Let's move on. What's next?
So right here, in the Marvel lore, Santa is described as a powerful being, sometimes referred to as the most powerful mutant in the universe.
You heard him. It's Jean Grey. Don't talk about anything else.
His abilities are often attributed
to
collective belief of humanity in his character, which grants him magical powers. So basically, Santa Claus is Freddy Krueger, but for good, because people love him and they believe in him so much, it makes him more powerful than anybody else in the Marvel universe. That's the thing.
So, according to Marvel, Franklin Richards is considered the most powerful mutant in Marvel history, even being described by Galactus as having power beyond any sort of conventional classification. He is so powerful that he only allows himself to use his powers once a year because he could actually just do anything that he wants. Anything he wanted to do, he could do. he can alter reality. His raw energy capabilities are stronger than Legion, Vulcan, Jean Grey, and Magneto. So like those are some of the strongest mutants in Marvel, and Franklin Richards tops them all. Like
and if you read, Santa apparently is Omega level mutant who could take on Dark Phoenix and Galactus or Thanos. His powers are as follows: immortality, superhuman strength, speed, weather manipulation, control over time space, power to bend reality. I don't know the fuck that word is. Telepathy and telekinesis.
What's the word?
It's omnipotent.
That thing. I've been drinking that fucking word.
Just sound it out, buddy. You got this.
Onomatopoeia. That one.
Oh God, we're back to there is no pizza sponsor at EC.
Don't worry about it, man. Jean Grey had nothing to do with it, so there's no pizza.
The Marvel Santa is an Omega level. He's one of the strongest mutants in Marvel. Eat it. Yes, Tony Santa. He's a real thing.
Tony, to reiterate to the children.
Tony's mad.
Well, what was the problem about Jean Grey being strong?
Please
I thought
continue.
it was Rogue that was strong. What happened?
Yeah, fucking Rogue's a piece of shit. What else we got? I'm not even going to explain it because I was told not to because in his answer. So did anybody? No. Well, what about no?
What? I would feel
Collector's Hideout. Let's go. What do you got?
But all right, let's go back to this Rogue thing.
Nah, I don't even want to be a part of it anymore.
Hold on. Rogue, her ability is to steal powers, so technically that would make her one of these.
Don't justify. We can't anymore. We were already told no.
The Psycho's barely right about stuff unless he Googles it. Like, I'm not going with that. So
go with whatever you want.
Like, he already Googled about the strongest mutant and was wrong. So, like,
I wasn't wrong. You're wrong. You listed characters that are not nearly as powerful as Franklin Richards. Go directly to Marvel and ask the question on their website. They will tell you the most powerful mutant in Marvel is Franklin Richards. That's it. Like, it's not me guessing. That's what Marvel says.
It's Santa Claus.
Why do they classify Santa Claus as a mutant?
Because it's Marvel.
Oh, that's weird.
What would he be? A god?
I would have thought that he would have been a god.
So when you watch
an
that
Omega
one movie,
level mutant, so that's fucking.
It's what the Guardians. Santa Claus is basically a fucking god.
I mean, in theory.
Did you ever see the Guardians? It's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie about Santa Claus, like the Sandman, Jack Frost.
Oh, I definitely thought you about, like we said, the Guardians. I thought you meant Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like,
no. There's a movie called The Guardians, and it actually starts out. It's about Jack Frost because he's a kid, right? But he doesn't realize there's a whole group of people, the folklore characters. So like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, like who's like a fucking assassin, the Sandman. Like it's really cool, and Santa is actually a god of sorts.
Oh, see, I can see it.
You gotta watch it. It's actually decent.
I'll look into that. But yeah. One of the strongest mutants in Marvel. That's where Santa goes, man. Santa. What Rogue? Rogue can take everybody's powers if she touches them and absorbs their powers. So my question, though, that I've always had about Rogue is that only for mutant powers?
So whose powers
what else
would
could she take?
Huh? Hold on, Warren. We'll get to you, dude. You're rambling about Robert Downey Jr. We'll get there.
No,
go back.
So like we know obviously from X-Men, she touches Gambit, she can take his power and it drains his body, whatever. And
right, her fingers go nuts, and it's a good movie.
Right, but if she touches Spider-Man, who's not a mutant, Cap, who's not a mutant.
So, do they say that she particularly only steals mutant powers, or that she
that's what I'm asking. I don't know if it's only mutant powers.
So my understanding is that Rogue steals life force. So whatever that person happens to have in their life force, whatever powers they happen to have, that's part of their life force, and that's what she steals. So she's the reason Apocalypse, if I'm not mistaken, she tries to take Apocalypse, and I think he fucks her up.
But isn't Apocalypse still a mutant, or is he something else?
Apocalypse, I thought, was like a
Apocalypse is the
alien.
first.
He's the first mutant, isn't he?
Yes, Apocalypse was the very first mutant.
Yeah. That's why I'm curious. So
lore, Apocalypse is the very first mutant ever.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, say she goes up to Spider-Man, right? That's because of the radioactive spider. Like, it's not a mutant. It's not a mutation. Like,
He still has powers though.
But it's not. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she can. No, but I'm saying, can she take that? Like, or even better, if Thanos walks up, who's an alien, he's not a mutant. He's just an alien. Can she absorb his powers?
Yeah. So Tony is right. Rogue doesn't absorb powers. She absorbs life force. According to Marvel, she doesn't absorb powers. She absorbs life force. And the life force includes memory and physical abilities. In mutants, those manifest as powers. Right. But in any character that is not a mutant, it's life force, and she takes their ability.
So when she touches the normal person,
she would be able to take Spider-Man's ability to wall crawl, the strength, and then the spider sense. But she wouldn't get Parker's intelligence or any of those other things.
So if she were to be like, hey, I'm in an aquarium, she could touch an octopus and she'd grow 8 arms?
No, because that's not how it would.
She steals their life force and ability. So like whatever,
an octopus,
not their physical ailments, whatever they have.
An octopus's ability to fucking, they can shrink down, they can get into small, like their bone, like they have abilities, right?
I think that it would mostly. I think she would get the ability to change color, right? It wouldn't change her bone
ink,
which might work for you, Chris.
It wouldn't change her bone structure, right? Like,
would she be able to squirt ink?
She's not going to grow another,
probably not ink.
Well, then why would she be? But then why would she be able to climb walls? Because Spider-Man's wall things, like, they come out of his fingers, like he can climb walls. So she wouldn't be able to shoot webs because that's a fucking obviously a.
I mean, the comics never said that Spider-Man's got these little things in his fingers the way that the movie does. So I guess that's still a little ambiguous. But
how the fuck does he climb walls? He just sticks?
The comics never mentioned it that I can recall. It never specified why. The movie decided Peter couldn't make web shooters because then he should be rich already. And they were like, how does he stick to walls? They never went over this. We're going to give him little, like, spider legs that come out of his fingers.
Which makes it's just like these little hairs, his hairy palm.
It is relevant to the series, right? So Spectacular, Amazing, they're all like different adaptations because Spectacular Spider-Man, I think, don't quote me, I'm sorry, they all run together. Spectacular Spider-Man, I want to believe he had to make his own webbing. Whereas like Amazing Spider-Man, that he just had the ability to shoot webbing out of his wrists and all that kind of crap.
He has spider buttholes on his wrist.
Oh,
yes. But back up. So you're talking about Rogue. So to your point, Chris, and we're talking about, how she's able to steal life force. If she doesn't take on physical characteristics, why did they go through the trouble to give her the white hair streak? Because that's where it comes from. Her white hair streak is from Magneto. That's not her hair. That's from one of the first people she ever stole life force from was Magneto. And so she got the white streak from him.
Fair.
Here we go.
If she touches Mystique, she could then turn into whoever she wants?
Probably for a short period of time, yes. Because that's her power.
But then that's taking on people's physical attributes.
But that's her power. That's Mystique's power.
There's a lot of questions here, man.
Yeah, I mean,
well, to Psycho's point, the answer is no.
So, according to Marvel, the streak is not from Magneto. It's from Magneto in the movie. It is not from Magneto in the comics. in the television show or anything else. The white streak in the comics is a stylistic choice. She dies that streak. In the movie, they gave it to her through Magneto. She absorbs that through that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a long time since I've read.
I heard that before the movie, but that's fine.
But I've been a long time since I've read more X-Men comics. But if I remember correctly, Rogue didn't originally fly either.
No, her flight ability
came from Mrs. Marvel.
Came from Miss Marvel.
Or Miss Marvel. So she took her life force, but somehow kept her power.
Because she held on too long.
But when she holds on to him, people die. Did Miss Marvel die?
No, but she was in a coma for years.
All right, that's almost death.
So she almost died, but her powers, her latent power kept her alive. But she was in a coma for years because she couldn't get out of the cell that Rogue's powers put her in when it was draining her life force.
So if I was Rogue, I would go find Wolverine, just hold on to him, get all his powers, and keep him, and he'll revive. And fuck it.
So
the only thing she wouldn't have is be the adamantium skeleton. But she'd be a flying Wolverine with super strength.
So stupid question. In the Deadpool movie, I know we're jumping all over. So in the Wolverine Deadpool movie, when in the beginning where he finds Wolverine's skeleton.
Oh, I love that scene.
It's very good. But are you Psycho, are you listening or are you having a stroke?
No, I'm listening.
So in that scene, why isn't Logan regenerating? What happened there? Because the skeleton, the adamantium skeleton, is still there. It's not just a skeleton, it's his adamantium skeleton. Why didn't he regenerate?
Because what scene are we talking about?
In the beginning, when Deadpool digs up Wolverine's skeleton, he's asking why was the skeleton? Why didn't he rejuvenate? Why isn't he still alive?
Because
Wolverine, the adamantium is killing him slowly. He eventually dies.
In the movie, you're talking about Deadpool and Wolverine, right? That movie takes place directly after Logan. And in Logan, they tell you that he's not going to live forever. Like in the beginning of the movie, it explains that his powers have been getting weaker and weaker through the centuries, right? Because he's been alive for hundreds of years.
That's when he's with running around with Xavier, right?
Yes.
So is he? I don't remember that movie.
But he hasn't been alive for years, though.
Let me ask: is he running the bones at that point?
No,
he's got that adamantium. So Logan takes place in the same universe. Well, now they've complicated it with Days of Future Past and everything else. Essentially, it was X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, X-Men Origins. X-Men Origins was the prequel. Then you had what was it? The Wolverine where he goes to Japan, right? And then you had Logan. And so Logan was the end of that timeline. And what's explained at the beginning of that movie is it was taking him longer to heal. And they started doing all this research and they found out that his healing factor is not permanent. And it was degrading. Like it was getting worse and worse. And so
adamantium is killing him.
He ends up dying.
So what about okay, all right. So I read the comics, right? I've read the comics for Wolverine. He was one of my favorite characters, him and Gambit. As a kid, 2 favorite characters ever. So before we got into Spider-Man. So Wolverine at one point, X-Men 75, I think the fight starts. Magneto strips the adamantium from Wolverine. He no longer has it inside him.
Didn't that happen in X-Men 97 too?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I know that when he
watched that, but I heard that that's what happened.
I watched the cartoon. I don't remember that. And when he comes back, he's like in the woods and he's getting ready to fight some guys, and it happens for the first time. He goes to fucking do the thing, and bones shoot out, and he literally says, like they go ching ching, and he goes, they're bones and they hurt. Period. Because now it's just like you or I, right? If we had bones that shot out like that, that's all it is. He doesn't have mutant healing anymore. He doesn't have, anything. It's just he's bone
Why
And the
doesn't he have
ability for the
mutant healing?
claws, they're still there. In fact, he breaks one
Why doesn't he have mutant healing?
because
That's his original power.
Yes.
but Magneto steals the adamantium from his skeleton.
But
Right,
that
so he
doesn't
should be able to
necessarily
heal
take
much
away his healing.
faster.
I'm just telling you what I read in the comics.
So what it is, if I remember correctly, again, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the chat. He mentions even in the movies, he mentions that it hurts every time because he feels the pain when the blades come out, even when he has the adamantium. And then, if I remember, he also gets gloves that are made to keep like the skin open so it doesn't cut through every time, so it slides through.
Is that why you have the silver parts on the top of his hand?
Pretty much, like it's made to keep
Like,
like
what's
an active open flesh,
Warren
so
Swanson?
he can
So-
pop
oh,
them out
go on.
easier. But he mentions in the movies that with Rogue, I think he mentions that it hurts every time she asks
Yes.
about it.
He's like, does it hurt when when those come out? And he's like, every time.
Yeah.
So right there. So is Warren, are you talking about in the Wolverine Deadpool movie? What are you talking about? This guy used to work for me fucking years ago, and he was such a nerd, and he was the greatest guy. He's so much fun.
So
Gotta love
to go over a couple of things while we wait for a response from that. What Chris was saying about him losing his healing factor. It's a couple of things. So the adamantium poisons him.
Yeah, so it's
Right?
killing
So
him.
the adamantium poisons him, which weakens his healing factor.
But we don't know that till the movie, right?
Huh?
No, it's in
We
the
don't know
comics.
that till Logan the movie. Logan.
No, it's in the comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
I only got how far into the comics do they start telling you that?
Oh, bro, I cannot tell you when
But-
that came around, but I've known that for a long
So
fucking time.
the
All right, Psycho,
adamantium
go ahead.
the adamantium is poisoning him. So his healing factor is weakened. But the government was killing mutants in that film, and they had in the corn syrup that they put in everything, they were growing corn
Ooh,
that had a mutant suppression gene in it, so that it would weaken the mutants' powers and then hopefully stop people from giving birth to mutants. So it was his age, it was the adamantium poisoning, and then all of the corn syrup consumption through the years that kind of just completely.
They were basically
healing
like chemically castrating people for mutants.
it's
yeah.
kinda hot.
Fucked up.
And then some more clarification for Rogue. The white streak originated because the artist who was drawing Rogue thought she was middle-aged and not young, and that she needed to have a streak of gray or something in her hair to designate that she wasn't young. And then after he did that, Marvel tried to come up with a way to explain it, like why this was happening. And the way there have been many explanations over the years. One of them was that it's magic because her family was involved in the magic arts, and her aunt that was raising her until her powers came out kept taking her to this magic oriented place called Far Banks.
All right.
And that was kind of the cause of that white streak.
Okay, magic.
The white streak being Magneto only came out in the movie. Like that's when it first came out. That's when people took it from there. But it's I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. You're reading stuff online, so it must be true, right?
I didn't read anything online though.
I don't know. I have my own thoughts and feelings, things I've read in comic books, and
I can't tell you wrong, Tony, because I don't know when her
well, I
having
prefer you
white
don't.
hair
I
came from
prefer you tell me
Magneto.
I'm right all the time. It's much more fun.
No. I remember the first time being for that I saw that was with X-Men the movie, and then I was like, oh, is that why? So then I just assumed that that's why throughout the history. I've never actually cared to even look back. I just assumed that that was it. 'Cause that's what the movie told me. But good times. They're quieting down, I see.
No, I'm trying to order a pizza. I haven't eaten shit today, man.
We
Domino's.
got
flying
30
all day.
minutes, man.
I haven't eaten. I've been flying all freaking day.
They don't feed you on planes anymore? That's fucked
No.
up. Oh, just random because I can see the gremlin behind you there, Tony. Apparently, an image got leaked that I think Lowe's or Home Depot is going to have a 3-pack of gremlins for Halloween.
Oh, like big animatronics?
Yeah.
Yeah, one's a flasher gremlin and then 2 other ones.
Done.
They're all
Done.
going to have their own different recordings. They're going to say different things. They're going to have different animations.
I still need fucking R2, and I'm so mad because the app never told me it came in stock, and then it goes, oh, by the way, it's on clearance now for $75. I'm like, well, we never got it. How can it be on clearance?
And apparently now it's selling on eBay for like $1,000 or more.
I don't like your face. I hope you know that.
Listen, I tried to help you multiple times. I don't know what you want me to say.
I need it.
So
I'm
let's-
up to
let's wind
10
down. We're at
animatronics
the-
in the house.
let's start winding down. We're coming up to the 10:30 mark soon. So let's what? I
First
don't
of
know
all,
about-
I don't have mutant ability. Oh,
I don't think that messed up Wolverine's mutant abilities. I think that made him more fun.
what? They canceled my food.
Damn. Sucks to be Tony.
Maybe that's God's way of saying, hey, stop eating and lose some weight.
Why'd they cancel your food?
Because they're assholes.
They don't like my nationality.
Tony doesn't tip.
Well, I gave them the tip. They just don't want it.
Tony's like, bitch, I'm Italian. Pizza's free. I'm not tipping for this.
Boppa boopity. Oh, my scusi.
I wonder if you went on Domino's, you just typed in Boppa Boopity, if you got like a discount automatically. Like if that's just like the secret word that Italians could type in and just get discounts everywhere.
I
pizza
don't want
spots.
trash, man. I guess they must have just closed. All that's left now you can order is like garbage food. Late night is so like I don't usually eat late night. I should have eaten earlier. I should have listened to myself and had dinner but I've been flying, dude. I didn't eat breakfast. We had a breakout session, or not a breakout session, but we had a break before we did our final remarks, and they literally had cinnamon rolls and fruit. The fruit was old. I don't eat a lot of fruit. The fruit was old. I took
You
one
love
bite
fruit.
of the
Not
cinnamon.
gonna lie.
I'm not a sweets guy. I'm really not. I'm like, it's never been my thing. I took a bite of the cinnamon roll. I'm like, what? Put it back on the plate. Put it out in the trash. So I've
Yeah,
eaten
I'm not a-
nothing till I got to the airport. I ordered some boneless wings. They were trash. I didn't eat those.
How did you not eat food that you ordered?
Bro, I drank because of corporate bid. I had 2 freaking vodkas. Those were good. Italians don't order pizza from the. First of all, it's Domino's. That's the Italian place down the street. I'd make it myself, but I don't have anything here.
I mean, you got cat butthole apparently.
And it's plentiful, and we enjoy it.
I don't know about all that.
So this is how broken Franklin Richards is.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, real quick before you say anything, Warren, thank you for coming on, man. This is not my cast. This is Collector's Hideout. I'm on Tuesdays where we talk about toys. Tonight
true.
we talk about anything that Psycho can Google. So thank you for coming on, dude. It's good to see you, man. I hope everything's good.
Who the
Ooh,
Well,
Popeyes.
First, I want to welcome Diego Lowe. That's a new one for me.
I don't know that person.
No, it's one of my former students' significant other. That's Diego.
Oh, cool. Now I have no idea. I didn't know Kitty Pryde and Star Lord were a thing, so I can't. I do not keep up with.
Kitty Pryde and Star Lord.
Isn't Kitty Pryde usually with Colossus?
Sometimes not.
Isn't he? Never mind. I'm not going to go into what I think he is now, if I remember correctly.
Doesn't
I
he
don't
have
wanna
a
get canceled
colossal
for saying the
junk?
wrong
Isn't that the whole thing?
But
I don't think Colossus likes the kitties anymore, if I remember correctly.
So he's gay losses now.
I don't know about that. Maybe. Sure.
It's fine if he is. I don't care.
But yeah, so thank everybody for coming out. Oh, Psycho, you were saying something about Frank Richards or
No, I was just gonna say, like,
Phineas
I
and
didn't even
Ferb?
know all the stuff that Franklin Richards could do, but apparently he can alter reality to match his thoughts and desires, and he could do that as a baby.
Same.
He can create pocket universes and populate them with people and individuals. He created the famous Heroes Reborn universe that he used to save the Avengers and Fantastic Four from
Damn
the
it.
villain onslaught.
Same.
He can rearrange molecular structures and manipulate the four foundational forces of the universe.
Why are you describing me?
Tony's having a real like Groundhog Day moment right
He
now.
once turned the Celestials' energy attack into harmless flowers. He has vast psionic abilities, which include powerful telepathy, mind control, memory erasure, telekinesis, astral projection, and precognitive dreams.
It all sounds like Santa Claus.
He has the powers of resurrection and regeneration. So he can bring characters back from the dead, heal them from any injury.
So he's not Genie from Aladdin.
No. He's
Well, Genie's
he's
also
immortal. He's immortal and has unlimited cosmic power. So it's been foretold that Franklin will live to the end of the universe and witness the birth of a new one because he is the only universal constant in Marvel. He has defeated Mephisto in Mephisto's own realm, resurrected and commanded Galactus as his own herald. So Galactus became the herald of Franklin Richard, and he has single-handedly battled and defeated the Celestials both individually and as a team. So when he beat the first Celestial, they all decided to team up together against him, and he defeated all of them with basically without trying.
I
know
heard
the fuck-
Celestial Fisto.
I don't know the fuck a Franklin Richard is.
Yeah,
Hey, so Psycho doesn't watch horror movies. Can I change gears real quick?
sure.
Yeah.
There's a movie I'm going to watch. I'll probably watch it tonight. I watched the first 10 minutes and I was like, oh shit. It's a foreign film. It's called Terrified.
Okay.
There are no jump scares per se, but the what do you call those scares where it's like the
Suspense?
situation makes you scared?
Suspense?
I guess there's something else to it. Like, okay, I'll tell you this. When I first watched the original, when I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first remake, right, that we all know, the newer one, Jessica Biel.
Right.
Okay. When I watched that one, and I watched all the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, when I watched that one, I was scared for the people in the movie.
Okay. That's
'Cause
fair.
It was done so well. The cinematography, the acting was done so well. I was scared for the people in the movie. That's a good horror movie. Shut up, Psycho. So, this movie, Terrified, I was like, on Facebook, right? They always like listen to your algorithms or everything you talk about becomes an algorithm.
Right.
So it got brought up because it was like, oh, horror movies you probably never watched. So it said Terrified. I'm like, I've never seen this. So I watched the preview. The preview got me. So then I'm like, well, let's see what the movie's like. So I put it on. The first 5-10 minutes, whatever the hell it was, I was like, oh shit, I either need to watch this with somebody or have nothing else going on and be 100% focused because it gets you from jump.
All right. So I'll look it up, but I'm going to gauge if I actually watch it based on your answer to my next question. Do you think The Babadook was a good movie?
Yes.
All right, I'm not going to watch that shit then. It's probably Babadook.
Listen, The Babadook was a terrible movie that became good.
That movie fucking horrible.
The kid was an asshole.
Oh man.
The idea and the movie itself was very well done.
Fucking movie's horrible.
And all that tells me is unless it's got aliens or predators, you don't care.
That's false. Very false.
So to answer Diego's question real quick, Kitty Pryde and Star-Lord were dating and they actually were engaged and then they broke up, but Marvel did not say why they broke up. Marvel has not clarified why they split them up.
Fucking Babadook. So bad. All right. Tony, let's get out of here.
Sorry, yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Did you watch Tuesday?
What?
Did you watch Tuesday night? Have you watched that
yet.
cast?
I'll watch it tonight. Why?
We had a good time.
Oh,
It was.
well,
it
I'm
was
glad I
Psycho
wasn't able to be
myself.
here. Yeah, I wasn't able to be here. I'm all about it. If you guys made it happen, that's cool.
And we had our friend Little Haiti. He was on.
I did see that it was slightly shadier, so that was a good cast.
It was fun. We had a good time.
But no, that's awesome. So for Tuesday this coming week, I don't
takeover.
have anything at the moment. I wish I did. There's so many things coming out. I've seen like on get shared to me for toys, so on and so forth. I really don't know what we're gonna cover, but this was fun tonight. I had a good time. I think the Turtles thing opened up a lot of doorways to things that Psycho could say no to, and so I think it made for entertainment.
Well, what I want to
know
do
to one thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I haven't figured out what we're going to do next week for our next episode of Collector's Hideout.
Did you see about Deadpool? Sorry, Chris. Did you see about Deadpool is going to be in Avengers Doomsday?
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly, motherfucker. It was in the goddamn previews.
Allegedly.
I mean,
Go ahead, Chris. Finish up, please.
So, I don't know what the topic is going to be next week, but one thing I wanted to talk about tonight that I forgot about, and then we just went on Turtles and we went from there. I watched that fucking the new Superman movie.
With Henry Cable?
No, the one that came out this year or last year.
I never saw it then. Who was in it?
Crypto? The whole crypto tax.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch it.
Oh, no, I watched it, and it just has me questioning what DC's doing with their franchise now. So I'm just curious. I was hoping to talk about that with Psycho at least, because I know he really enjoyed that movie, and I enjoyed it, but then I was confused by parts of it. But so I want to discuss that next week a little bit before we get into whatever the actual topic will be next week. Usually like a buffer, I think we need to do like a little buffer topic in the beginning, then lead to the actual topic at hand, and then go from there. So that'll be next week. We'll figure that out.
What's our next movie show gonna be? Do we want?
I thought we were gonna watch Frankenstein with Cuban guy.
I mean, that was one of the options that was brought up. It was, another one was My Cousin Vinny.
That's a great movie.
I kind of want to do Blazing Saddles one month.
Yeah, but that
you gotta invite Rebel Girl because that's her jam, dude.
And Che too. So
that's gonna be a crowded condo.
When do you want? All right, so Thursday. Let's not do next week. Let's do that on the 19th. So 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. My food is just about here, so
we'll figure out which movie it is by the end of this week, so we could tell people on Drinks and Toys, so we can let people know what to watch.
Awesome.
To join us. We'll figure that out. Cool. So then thanks for everybody coming in and joining and having fun and hanging out. And it was great on Drinks and Toys not saying that cape shit. So it was awesome. We had a good time, man. You missed out. And we'll see you guys Tuesday night.
No capes! Gotcha, bitch.
I
held